Okay, so I'm going to talk you through a couple of questions, excuse me, to help prepare you for your iMedia exam. Hope to find them helpful. I will have given you a few questions. They're going to look like this, hopefully. And we're going to start with question 7a, which says the final computer game will be played on a number of different mobile devices. During the game, there will be a number of animated scenes between each of the levels. Identify an appropriate file format for the final version of these animated scenes. So, I'm immediately thinking what sort of file format is going to work for a computer game that's going to be played on a number of different devices. So that's telling me that maybe I'm going to access it via the internet, and is going to support animated scenes between each of the levels. Okay, now I know I've had a little bit of practice with this. And I know I've had a little bit of practice with this, but it's actually specifically asking us about animated scenes. So I'm not worrying about being able to interact with it too much. I'm just thinking about something that's going to support animation. The first thing that pops into my mind is a GIF. GIF is a simple file format which is going to support short animations. But for being picky, it doesn't actually tell us that these are short animations. So let's have another think. We could choose something like MP4. MP4 is an open source file format. It's going to work across lots of different devices. It's going to be very compatible. It'll work on the internet. It'll work on a mobile phone. It'll scale up and down quite nicely. So that would be a good one. Or AVI. AVI is basically the same thing, but I believe it is an Apple format. The only other thing that I can think of that comes to mind is HTML5. Okay, HTML5 is what most of the internet is written in now, and it does support animation. But it's going to be something that you'll need to build into a website or something. So it probably would be less good. Okay, but it would also probably work. So I can't type one here, but I'm going to type on Notepad. And I'm going to say for 7a, I'm going to say MPG or MPEG, sometimes. Oops, 4. Next part, it says, explain what factors must be considered when selecting a file format for these animated scenes. So it's the same as always. We need to think about two things. Okay. Now you will get marks here for naming a thing and then explaining. Okay, because it says explain. Right. But I'm going to give you two. You need to think about either size or you need to think about quality. Now this is going to a mobile device, and mobile devices, they are by nature, they're quite small. So they can't store loads and loads of information. So size is going to be a good one for us to think about. Okay, so I would say size is really important. We need to consider that because it will enable us to get more information into a small space, or it'll enable us to upload and download that file more quickly. Okay, so actually that's what I'm going to say. I would say you need to consider the size of the file so that you can upload and download information more quickly. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you very much. Goodbye.